Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me today in another transmission. So, this transmission is actually connected to the previous transmission, that is the diamond light body activation, the diamond heart transmission. After receiving that frequency, I felt like I was really, and I'm still going through it, deeply being initiated into something very, very deep, and it was a very potent medicine, I would say. And this transmission is from the rose lineage, from the rose priestess, from really the divine diamond heart of Mary Magdalene. So when I first received the words Mary Magdalene, it was actually very much related to the diamond heart, the diamond light body. It came to me as I was being called to embody the diamond heart, and I didn't know who she really was. I don't know much about the history of her or what the story is about her. So I just left it as that. I just didn't really bother to dig deep into why she's coming through, and everything has its own, divine timing. So I was just like, whatever. And then it was this week, earlier this week, where she came to me in my morning practice, and she fed me some really, really potent medicine, the rose medicine. And I remember before I even knew it was her presence, I saw the vision of a rose, a blood red rose. And then there were thorns. And then the presence of Mary Magdalene came through, and she reflected a bunch of stuff to me. And part of it is around unworthiness, part of it is around self-acceptance and self-love. And when she talks about self-love, it's not just about retail therapy. It's not just about booking yourself the massage. It's not just about being nice to yourself. It's so much deeper than that. And the question that she reflected back to me was, have you ever loved yourself? And when I received that question, I was dumbfounded, because my answer was no. I don't actually know how to love myself, and that's sort of interconnected to the whole piece of unworthiness. And there's this part of me that can't accept certain things that I've done in the past, and maybe certain mistakes, certain actions, certain things that I said or certain things that I did that hurt someone. A part of me couldn't accept all of this because I had the conditioning that, in order to be this person, I needed to be like pure, or I cannot make any mistakes and everything needs to be perfect. Like, there is this deep, deep, deep conditioning within me that was like my blind spot. And even though I sort of knew that I had perfectionism stuff, like, in the past and working through it, it's like this subtle grip that is still in the field. So when all of that came up, it really just, it felt like a fire, a flame that was burning, burning these parts of me to the ground. And I don't mean that in a like painful way or in a dramatic way, but it literally feels like parts of me were dying. And I had to, and I'm still giving myself the time and the grace to allow myself to not know. And I think that is a part of the message that's coming through. Part of my lesson, a part of a message that's for you as well, is that you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know anything, really, because the universe is so big and it's expanding and it's infinitely expanding. How can we possibly know everything? And if you think you know everything, then you're wrong. And if this triggers you, then that means that really there is something deep within you that is coming through to be looked at. So yeah, it is okay to not know everything, and it is okay to not know what you need to do in that moment. I think there is a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves, especially in this healing journey or in your spiritual journey, whatever you call that, journey home. When you unravel these layers, there is always kind of a sense of urgency, like I need to fix this. I need to fix this now. I need to know this. I need to do this. It's like we're problem solving. We're fixing something broken when we don't need to actually put so much force and pressure into this whole thing, because at the end of the day, really, it's going to unfold itself. And that doesn't mean that you're just, completely ignorant and doing nothing. The key thing is the awareness, that when these things come through, the awareness and also the acknowledgement that, okay, this is there, this is something that is coming up within me, and that awareness and that acknowledgement then will very naturally come through when you're in certain situations and maybe someone said something or someone did something and you felt that reaction. That awareness and acknowledgement is what helps you catch yourself in that moment and realize that, okay, this is it. Like, this is an opportunity. This is the test again. Maybe I can respond differently. I don't have to go to that autopilot reaction. I don't have to respond the same way. And even if it's the fact that you don't know how to respond, that's fine. Like, you don't have to do anything. But observe that it is coming up for you. And that already opens the door to the healing or to the reconciliation of it. So if you have received a Diamond Heart activation in the previous video, I would love to know if there are certain things that have been coming through for you. I would love to hear your experience, because this diamond thing from the outside might look very pure and beautiful, and the fact is that diamond is made from carbon, and it's forged under pressure, under heat, to become a diamond. So it's literally a reflection. And in our journey, whatever mistakes we made, or whatever ignorance or however ignorant we were in the past, dense, it's all part of the journey, because we need to forget to remember, and we need to actually make the mistakes to learn. I know that because there's always been this part of me that when I was growing up, studying and even in extracurricular activities like dancing, learning the piano, there was always a part of me that felt like I just needed to get it. Like I needed to be good at it. So every time I always followed the books. I always just, played safe, and I never tried another method. I never did something out of the box because I didn't want to be wrong, or I didn't want to make a mistake. And what I realized is that I actually never really fully understand certain things, especially when let's talk in the context it's easier with regards to like solving a math problem sum. There's always answer keys, right? So if I don't know something, I'll go to the answer key and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how you do it. And somehow when I made a mistake, I would always beat myself up over it, like really hard. Now looking back, I realized that I never truly understood those things, those theories, until I actually made a mistake and know where I went wrong and understood why. And especially for life, a lot of these lessons come through these so-called trials or challenges to reveal the essence of why that had happened that way. That was literally a direct reflection for me when the Rose medicine came and Mary Magdalene came, and when they say our outside world is a direct reflection of our inside world, you actually never truly understand that until you see it and until it is so damn clear to you. Like, she places a crystal clear mirror in front of you and she's like, look at this. This is it. And I had to face it. It was literally reflected to me in these relationships that have fallen away and fallen apart in the past year. I felt I wasn't accepted for who I truly am, and this is something that I had to move through, and I'm still moving through. There are days where it comes up in dreams and I feel the emotions of it, and then in practice, in a forward fold or in a twist, and these emotions will come up. And then I realized Rose medicine showed me that all this are simply a direct reflection of a part of me that is unable to accept myself. So I'm the one that is literally rejecting myself. And whatever that has happened in friendship, in the partnership, is simply a reflection of me. So yeah, that is what I've been going through, and I feel like this is also a transmission that wants to come through to, for whatever purpose it wants to come through. I'm sure that there is a purpose for all of this. There are some subtle layers that wants to come through, so I'll tune in and I'll see what wants to come through. So all you have to do is to just receive whatever you're doing. You don't have to be, consciously receiving it or focused on receiving it. You can be driving, you can be cooking, you can be cleaning. A lot of the times we need to do that to sort of distract our conscious mind, and then the energies sort of work with the subconscious. So that's why these verbal messages are actually very important because it's sort of engaging with the conscious mind, and then on a subtle level, actually, things are already sort of marinating in your field. So, invoking in the diamond heart of the rose medicine, the diamond heart of Mary Magdalene, highest and purest, uncorrupted form, order of her consciousness. And shift your attention to your heart space. And allow the rose medicine. You can visualize a rose in your heart space, or feel into this. Even if you cannot see or feel, it is there. Just like how the earth is rotating about its axis in the whole solar system, we don't feel it, but it is happening. Allowing this medicine to flow through your bloodstream, your field. Whatever medicine lessons that you came here to receive from the rose priestess. One thing that I'm feeling into very strongly is with regards to the shame that the feminine collective is holding. When I tapped into Mary Magdalene's frequency initially, I could feel the deep pain that she had to go through, even though I didn't know what that was. But I could feel that it wasn't what it truly was. That even though these labels were being thrown at her, she stayed in her truth. She continued with her diamond heart to do what she needed to do. The feminine collective, the shame we feel, the shame we hold in our sacral, whether you have gone through any experiences in this life or in past life that contributed to this feeling in your sacral, if you tune into it right now, you can feel it. You can feel the disconnection. You can feel the shame that we hold in there. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to know where it's coming from. Because as you journey on in your own remembrance, this will slowly unravel. And the work that you do on yourself will very naturally heal that. There is a collective purpose as to why you're being born in a feminine body, in a female body. And to the males, those in a male body who feels deeply with the feminine essence, you can actually feel this shame too. It's deep. And everybody who is feeling this, there is a collective purpose as to why. Because through our own journeys, we are liberating this energy. We are healing and liberating it and restoring back to its divine order. Shitekero no tukumukwai shitakara ene tukono mukwai shitanai shitanai shino kokono kwai shataka. Support each other in this journey. Sister wounds. This is a big part of the feminine healing as well. Jealousy towards another woman, towards another sister. Competition. All of these are coming to the surface to be walked through. How? Always first awareness and acknowledgement. Look within first before communicating it outwards. Because everything always begins within. Open communication with yourself and then with that person or people, if possible. The womb space, the cosmic womb, the feminine. She is the alchemist. The feminine has a very strong energy to alchemize things, to transmute things. And this is a message from the black serpent. One day it came to me, now I know why. It was dancing in front of me, and the message was that this lust of the Shakti can be used in many ways, and in one way it's to manipulate men so that the woman can achieve what she wants, whatever that is. The Shakti is so powerful. And the distorted dark feminine is used it in that way. It is very mesmerizing, almost hallucinates the men into whatever that the woman wants him to do. But if you stay in your power, then that will not be able to manipulate you. And this message is not just for the men, but also the women. And the other part to this is about the venom that very innately women has the power to alchemize the venom into medicine. That is also part of the power of the Shakti. Therefore, this collective imprint of the shamed feminine, part of the reason is because of the power of the Shakti. Therefore, it's been suppressed. But now we get to restore it back to its divine blueprint. And it is through the initiation, through going deep down into the ground, through all the shadow, that we learn how to skillfully alchemize all of this back into light, to its original form. The divine Shakti, the divine dark feminine, the divine feminine. Root deep down. This journey is not towards the light. It is into the depths of darkness. To realize that the end of the day, they are the same after all. Shetenu tukumu kwaisha tanai shetenu kumu aisha tenaisha. Shmu setena shetekumu kwaisha tatatana shetunu tututumu kwaisha tene tatatama ashatakara ene tunumu kwaisha setana. Thank you so much for receiving this transmission, sealing this in its divine completion and stabilization. If you resonate deeply with this frequency that is coming through, feel free to explore the upcoming journey that's coming up in Egypt in November. And also, if you would love some one-on-one support, that is something that I offer as well. Everything is in the description box down below, and I will see you in the next transmission. Sending lots of love.